No sound, yes. Ambujam. Let's hear you. Can you guys hear Ambujam? Only the guest. Hi. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Ambujam Rose, for those of you who don't know me. And Jeneth asked me to do this, and I just felt this yes in my heart. I didn't even know what it was, and I was like, yes. So we are, all collaborating in this just really unique expression that Jeneth has invited us into. And I really want to talk about today, which is what is going to be in our special list box, is my contribution to this. And I feel what I'm about to talk about is crucial to live our life. Because, can they hear you now? Can hear, but not Jeneth. Say something. Say something. Okay. Okay. Nope. So I'll interview myself. So I want to talk about, to me, it's the most crucial practice of how to live my awake self, how to live my life. So before I actually get into that, I feel really prompted to just, since I have you guys all here and whoever will be watching this later, I just want to talk about the energies that are going on right now, because it's super intense and it's revving up and revving up and revving up. And I just want to let you guys know you're not crazy. The energies are really strong in the last couple of weeks, and the last 3 weeks exactly. And really, it's been since the Lionsgate on 8/8 that this energy has really been amping. And I just want to give you guys, which is one of the reasons why I want to talk about this today, also this tool of how do you even deal with this, right? How do you know what to do? How do you know what's right for you? How do you know your truth as your mind is going crazy and your emotions are going crazy? So I will dive into that in a second. But the second thing I want to say about what's actually one of the things that I see happening right now in the earth is there's an ancient Mary Magdalene, Christ consciousness, Mother Mary, divine sexuality opening in the earth. And it started, to me, looked like in September is when that really started. So there's a lot going on in the lower body. It can create, it's like stuff is waking up. So it's kind of breaking up and shaking, and to go, to have our true self really turn on in there. So divine sexuality is really just your pure energy, your pure self, your pure divinity in your sexuality, in creativity. It's really all the same thing. It necessarily doesn't have to do with sex or having sex. Divine sexuality is an aspect of who you are. It's like being in love with life, being one with life so deeply. And so that energy is created to our creativity, because we create from there as well, right? So as this energy is turning on, it's part of what's creating this kind of shakiness we're feeling, or this emotionality and this mental energy. So just on that level, on your own, you can go within and meditate and bring your awareness down to your second chakra, just so your mind can bridge, our human selves can bridge of what's going on in there. So your mind can go, oh, that's why I'm feeling this way. And it's super helpful, right? So I just wanted to start this show off with that, because Spirit was really prompting me to talk about that. So I'm going to dive in now and talk about my offer for this collaborative, unique Jeneth Bliss week. And let's see, where do I begin? Okay, so since we woke up, we are truly living from our hearts, right? This is where we live. This is where our true self is and emanates and breathes and does everything. This doesn't create our life anymore, right? We all know this, right? But it's really hard to not live here anymore and to live here, because after awakening, everything starts living from here. We have to have a practice to tune in to hear, to know the difference between my mind's idea of what I should be doing, my emotional reactions of what I think is going on with relationships and my practice and, my entire life. So I've created this MP3 series that I call Self Inquiry and Discernment series. And what it is it's a 3-step process to help you know the difference for yourself, because direct experience is what it's all about, right? For you to know the difference between your mind's idea of what you should be doing or what's going on in your life and your emotional reactions of what they feel like is going on and what you should be doing in your life, and your heart's truth and your heart's knowing of what is going on and what you should be doing in your life. And so we've created, Spirit and I, when I say we've created this recordings so you can have your own direct experience and be on your own truth. So how this process works is you are asked to pick a question about your life, pick something that you want to know about a relationship, any question, okay? And then you be with that question. And then we have a little guided meditation in the beginning of each 3 recordings. And then Spirit has you think about the answer. What does it feel like in there when it's thinking? To really know, really check it out, really learn the frequencies and the energy of mind, right? It's so, I don't know what the word is. So I'm glad I'm on camera. I can do this. It's so conceptual, and it really believes you should do this and you should do that, right? But again, I want you to have your own experience of what that is. Then we have that same question, and we do a guided meditation again on the it's the 3rd recording, because the first recording is an intro of this whole series. The second recording, we take your same question and we have your emotions feel what they should do about your question, and to really feel your emotions and what they feel like, and the attributes of your emotions and the frequencies of your emotions, or the flavor of your emotions, or the energy signatures of your emotions. Then on the 4th recording, we take that same question and we do a guided meditation to help you come into your heart. So you can really land here and get to know what this place feels like, its attributes, its energy, its feeling, and knowing about your question. Once you've had your own direct experience of your mind, your emotions, and your heart, then you know, right? Then you'll know, oh, this is not my truth, because I know what my truth feels like. So the last recording in the series, Spirit does this all over healing and clearing and awakening. And every single recording, they also do a healing and awakening for your mind, a healing and awakening for your emotions, and a healing and awakening for your heart. So that's the basis of the recording, and really how I live my life every single day, and how I help my clients tune into their truth. Because we all know it's in our heart, right? It's always here regardless of this and regardless of our emotions. And in my experience, we must learn how to be in our truth, because our truth is living our life. It's crucial, right? And every client for the last 25 years I've been doing this, their biggest question is, how do you know the truth? How do you know what to do? Right? So when your life is having its experiences and you're going through really intense things, you can go, oh, wait, let me go to my heart and actually feel what's going on, versus getting just caught in the reactions. It's challenging, right? When the fire's hot, it's hot. You can't just go, the fire's not hot. I'm totally, zen about this. We all know that, right? But at least when you're in the fire, AKA the mind and the emotions, you can know that's what it is. And you really don't want to make any decisions from your mind and emotion. You actually want to live and make decisions from here, because here is what is living your life anyway. So that's what I'd like to start with. Can you hear me, Jenna, still, or?
Yeah, and I think I'm back too.
Okay, great.
I had to change computers, but I'm back.
Oh, good.
It's been amazing. I've heard everything, and I'm watching the comments, and Yeah, and you guys, I appreciate you. This was my first tech glitch. So I appreciate you guys being here and let's play. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're so amazing. Just take us deeper.
So do you guys want to do a little process now? And, you know, when I was getting ready for this, I really felt like Spirit wants to do, because I can't ever talk without Spirit doing a healing. You know, it's just, as you guys know me, we don't just talk about something, right? Let's do healing, right? Let's clear. So yeah, let's do a process of what I just spoke about. And during this whole, you know, mind, emotion, heart experience, at some point, Spirit's gonna dive in and help clear the way so you can feel your heart that much easier. Okay. And Spirit's reminding you, they're like, be gentle with yourself. You're a human being waking up, right? We've lived here forever. And so they're just reminding you, you know, I feel people like, phew, what a relief. Seriously, you guys, be really patient. This is, you know, this is really challenging for us to just live here all the time, right? Because when you go out in the world isn't reflecting heart, truth, right? It's still reflecting mind. So it's like really up to each one of us to hold that energy for ourselves, you know? All right, so let's dive in. So Spirit wants to take you through a little mini guided meditation first. And they first go, hey, welcome to your body. That's what they say. You've got this thing. There's actually quite a portal here in this body. Okay. So they're saying, close your eyes if you can. And just bring your awareness, your focus inward. Don't fix anything. Don't change anything. Just be exactly as you are. And I can feel you guys' mind going. Brrr. So they're like, see, that's a good example. Notice what your mind is doing right now. That's mind, they say. That busyness is the mind. And I don't want to talk about the attributes of the heart yet, because I want you to have your own experience first, then we can talk about it. Okay? Because man, we can see all the healers we want, but at the end of the day, we have ourselves. That is all we have. When we lay our head down at night, it's just us. And we have to learn how to tune in, right? We have to learn how to go there. So I don't want to talk about yet the attributes of the heart. I want you to have your own direct experience first, okay? So Spirit wants you to just keep noticing what's in your inner landscape today. You know, what's it feel like in there? What do you notice? What do you see? And just check your system out. Don't fix, don't change. And then when you feel ready, bring your focus, your awareness to your breath. And just watch your breath with your awareness. And notice how your breath is breathing all by itself. And to become curious of when you'll actually breathe in again and when you'll breathe out again, because you don't know, right? This is the magic of ourselves right here. We're not making breath happen. It's happening. So just take a minute with your curiosity of, I wonder when I'll breathe in next. I wonder when I'll breathe out next. And as you're just in your breathing naturally, come up with a question about your life. And if you can't think of one, just let it come to you. Or maybe you don't have a question. Maybe there's just something else that comes up for you that you just want to be with energetically. Whatever it is for you. So with your question or inquiry or feeling that you're with, I want you to just think about what the answer is and what you should do with this energy or this question that you have. And really think about it. And as you're thinking, where do these thoughts even arise from? What are they, these thoughts? Are they certain? Are they absolutely certain of what you should do? What's their energy like? How do these thoughts make you feel? And just really just take a minute with these thoughts in your mind and just notice its mechanism. Notice what's going on there. What's it doing with your question? And you just want to thank the mind and thank this space, because it's not good or bad or right or wrong. It's just what it does, right? And then when you feel ready, and because of our time here, I'm quickening this. And when you feel ready, I want you to take the same question to your emotions. Spirit's doing some work now. So every time I'm with a group, it's super specific, right? Because of you guys. Spirit will always do whatever you're needing. So there's something really interesting about, as we're starting to go into the emotions with our question, there's something really interesting about the third chakra in your heart energy and how I'm going to call it your heart's confidence, your quote self-confidence, which it's not your ego that's confident. Okay. That doesn't work. I already tried that, right? I've already tried to feel confident. It doesn't work. It doesn't stay. But there's something about, so the third chakra in the human body is a place that is connected to our sense of self, our self-will, our self-worth. Okay. There's something, as we're all being together here and as you're going into your emotions about the question, Spirit wants to do this really deep connection with your heart energy in the third chakra, so they can almost work together. So you have the intelligence of the heart energy, even though we haven't gotten there yet, okay, with this practice. But you also have the true strength of the third chakra, the true sense of self there, okay? So Spirit just wants to help almost bridge these two, or have them work together in a much more effortless way. So with your permission, we just want to help your true heart energy and your true third chakra energy communicate with each other, have that ecosystem working quite seamlessly, okay? So we just want your permission now to do that and just feel a yes or a no, whatever that is for you. So this will, of course, affect our practice because you're coming just more into your heart now, which is great. Just your sense of self and heart energy. You know, it's like our whole ecosystem is just a multitude of brilliant energetics, right? That really should be talking to one another. And as we're all being together like this, your path in this earth shows up, and how it's really needing like a big dose of, let's call it self-confidence, of true self-confidence of worth, you know, to know like, I got this, I'm scared, I might not know all the time what I'm doing, but I really feel I have to be on my path. I feel this, I know this, right? Doesn't mean you know how, it means you know it. You know, this is your life. This is your call. So I feel like Spirit's taking this shift that they're doing and kind of rolling it out energetically to your, to your earth path here. And it wants to be like a bowling ball that hits all these pins. Help the truth in you be the bowling ball that hits the pins of egoic identity and past energy and, you know, stuff, right? To help that leave that much easier and purify. And so we're just going to do one more movement here in this moment anyway. We're going to help the truth of you really just roll out through your path that much more, okay? Yep. You know, another reason why this practice is so crucial is because, you know, people are calling it the fifth dimension, right? We all have labels for it and words for it and this energy that we're going through in this awakening. But to live in this way that we're really all going towards, it's all heart. It's all heart energy, right? So we have to tune into our hearts. We have to be able to go there. We have to be able to know what the truth is there, right? So I'm just going to give all of that a minute, and then we're going to go to our next thing, which might be less harder to feel separate from the truth of you, and know that it's an emotion because you're just in more truth now. So it might be harder to just feel an emotion as it is, you know, but we're going to still do our practice. Spirit's kind of like, even better. Because now it'll give you a deeper sense of self to actually notice your emotions that much more. That's what they're saying. You'll even have more space to experience your emotions for what they are. All right. So going back to your question, or the energy that you're being with for this practice, let your emotions now tell you what they feel you should do about your question. You know, how do you emotionally feel about these answers? What is the answer emotionally? And Spirit's like, they're not wrong or bad or good even. They're emotions, okay? You know, and what are the qualities of your emotions? What do they feel like? And where does their feelings about your question even arise from? And really get to know your emotional energy. Does it feel clear, clean, crisp, neutral? Or what does it feel like? Is it peaceful? Okay. So for our time's sake again together today, we're just going to speed this up a bit. We're going to now go into the heart energy, okay? So you want to thank your emotions for showing you what they showed you, because they matter in their own way. They matter, right? Because we have them all day long. You might as well kind of let them be, right? They're all like, we're cool, man. We're learning too that, wow, there's a whole other world here within us, you know? Okay, so here's this meditation that has come through a lot that I'm just going to share with you guys because it's part of the series as well. So you've spent time with your mind and you've spent time with your emotions, and because you've been there and they've felt seen and recognized, they won't be pulling at you as much. Okay, so I've never ever seen anyone in an emotional place, in a fear place, be able to just skip over all that and be in the truth in their heart. Never seen it happen. It's way too challenging. In my experience, when you give your mind and you give your emotions the time they need to just freak out or be scared or be angry or whatever it is that you're feeling, really give it space. Just be present with them. Don't fix them. Okay? Once you've done that, then they won't be like a child pulling on your pant leg for attention, right? They might a little bit, but you've given them the attention. So this next part of this meditation, I want you to envision yourself like a feather. And you're just going to drop and glide all the way down. There's no wind. Okay, so you're just going to drop all the way through the mind, all the way through the motions, just like a feather. And the feather just goes right to left and right to left. It oscillates back and forth until it naturally just lands on the ground, right? So you're going to be that feather until you naturally land into your heart energy. You're just going to, just oscillate back and forth through the mind and through all the emotions. Again, no fixing. They're all just there, with the choice and the intention of landing in your heart center. So Spirit's going to do some clearing out of the way now of the heart, okay? Yeah, they go, old fears is all. Just clearing out some old fears and some traumas, that's all. It's normal. Lived a lot of lives, they said. You know, the body holds a lot of memory. So just allow yourself now to land in your heart really softly and gently. And as you're landing in there, just notice what your heart energy feels like. What are the qualities of this place here? And Spirit says the mind will always be there. You can go back later. The emotions will be there. You can go back there later too. But we're going to think of it as the ground floor. LL. Lower level. Okay, you can always go back up the elevator later. So as you're going into the heart, really notice what it feels like there. Its qualities, its energy, its flavors, its energy signatures. And to ask your heart to come meet you, that you're right here, and maybe you don't even know how to connect. You can tell it, I don't know, come and get me. I'm right here. Yep. And to really just spend a little bit of time here just getting to know this heart space. And when you feel ready, after you've really spent time here, because again, we're quickening this for our time together today, but this is where you want to spend time. Really get to know its energies here. Okay. I want you now to ask your heart to bring you its answer to your question. And don't manufacture it. Your job is to just wait. It may bring you a feeling, an image, a word. What does your heart have to share with you today in this moment about your question? What does it want you to know about this question? And a lot of times the heart speaks to us with a feeling, with energy. So just be with whatever you're getting. Sometimes it takes time to, uncover what the heart is saying, what that energy is. And you just take your time and you spend time there. So as we're here, okay, Spirit wants to open a door. It's kind of how it looks like to me. Like it's like a portal, but it's not a portal. It's like a door for you to be in your heart that much more in your everyday life. And they say, once we do this, you don't go back after what we're about to do. You're just going to be in your heart that much more. Okay. So you guys ready? So we're all just going to push you guys forward into your life now and close the door from whence you came, okay? So just take some time here and just be with yourself, okay? Just really keep your awareness within, where are you now? What is now? Because what was is gone. And all your guides are like, yeah, we've been talking to you to get here, telling you you can, you will, you might with your might, your mighty, your almightiness. It's like your guides have just been really telling you can do this. You can do this path, They're just happy. So as we talk now, whatever we're going to talk about, Spirit's just going to be really anchoring you in this new place and just supporting your life and your path and your embodiment and knowing that you're magic, man, really, for reals.
Wow.
I love Spirit.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny how a live stream that even started quite chaotic could turn out to be so freaking like flatten my ass on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a total surrender.
Yeah, that's a good word.
You
Yeah.
know, oh my gosh. You know what? I get it. I just, oh, wow. I'm just being hit with awareness. I want to talk just a minute about, you use the word spiritual bypass. I think a lot of us know what that means.
Mm.
I oftentimes some of my clients will say, well, it feels like, and I always have them go back and really acknowledge, well, it may feel like, but what is it? And is what you say that it feels like, is it really that? So that they come into total acknowledgement about, what they're going through. It's very clear to me that you have been meditating a very, very long time. And you just can take everybody with us, and you are so aware that the spiritual bypass that could be the habit you've really addressed. I would like, you guys, I also want to open this up for questions.
Ooh,
But I'd
yeah.
love for you to address some of the self-inquiry that we talked about that I know is in your upcoming package, in the box. And I'll put the link up in a little bit. But I'd love for you to address that and talk about, like, what does that mean to really have a self-inquiry, right? So that you really acknowledge the greatness that you actually are.
Yep.
Yeah.
You actually just took the words like right out of my meditation this morning. I was getting, I need to create an MP3 to
That
even
must
just
have been why I got that.
Huh?
I said that's probably why I was getting that download.
Well,
that a minute ago, when I was just like overwhelmed. I was like, you need to say this. That's what
yeah,
it
because
felt like. That's what it
I was
was
feeling,
like. I just
yeah,
made an example for you guys.
I was feeling this morning like I really need to create an MP3 to help people know how to embody who they are and feel their truth. Because I just do it like it's normal. I'm like, oh, everybody knows how to do this. And then when I say stuff, people are like, what? That's awesome. I'm like, oh, spiritual bypass is such a huge thing, right? Because what awakening teaches us is raw freaking honesty, man, with ourselves, right? We can't avoid anymore. We can't pretend. And the more and more and more and more and more and more and more we go, and the more the energies are coming in and heightening, we cannot hide or pretend. And we can't be in the, oh, everything's love and light. Is there a truth to everything is love and light? Well, yeah, way the hell deep in there somewhere, but it's not a concept. It's when things become a concept, we have to watch for. It's so subtle. Like we know what was a concept last week, but what about in this very moment? I probably have 1,000 stories going on that I don't even know are stories because I'm unconscious of them. And then I just go live my life through them, right? And then you have more awakening or more awareness and you're like, oh, dang, that was a story too, right? Mm-hmm. The thing I think you're speaking to too is how do we learn how to almost like be in an invitation within us all the time that we will have emotions, we will have thoughts, we will have beliefs, we will have ideas, but then there's the truth within us. Mm-hmm. And it's like we have to have a deep okay with it all. But then we have to know what's north. Like my north is here.
Oh, I love that.
So I might go east, west, south all day long, right? Because the more we wake up, the more sensitive we become, and the more the energy's in our space that's not ours. It's just what it is. And so I have to know my north. I have to know this is the eye of the storm. Because the storm, as you guys know, it doesn't go away, it gets worse because we keep purifying more deeply and more deeply and more deeply. And so the more we go in and purify, we're not choosing to mentally, right? It's happening 24/7. What we knew was truth yesterday can change today because we just went deeper than we were yesterday, right? So for me, it's a constant check-in. Like every single morning, I wake up, have my coffee, and I sit and I go, okay, heart, what do you want me to know about my path today in this moment? Because what might have been yesterday might not be here anymore. And a lot about being honest with ourselves is we have to be willing to let go of our attachment of what was yesterday. And that is really hard, right? Because awakening will just demolish anything that's not true for us constantly. So I feel like this recording, the self-inquiry series that I've created, to me, it's key. It's the fishing pole, right? You have to teach people how to fish for themselves. And again, from my own experience, my own vulnerable experiences, I've had lifetimes of giving my power away, freaking lifetimes. And so this life, I am like, oh, hell freaking no. No. And we always teach each other what we have to learn ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. So I'm constantly teaching people, this is the truth. This is the truth. This is how you go in. And then I work with people to help them, know the difference and look at their, okay, so my husband is going through this yesterday, and then my job went like this, and then this happened. What's going on? Well, go in your heart, ask what's going on, right? Yes, I can use my gifts to help you see behind the curtain and all that, right? But it's foundationally, it's you. It is you that knows the truth. You know when you're bypassing, you know when you're avoiding, you know when you're lying to yourself, right? You. So I just feel like there's a fierceness really that has to be spoken to about us owning who we are. And us knowing I have the truth. I might feel muddy right now. I might feel scared, but it doesn't mean my truth goes away. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And I just want to share a little, actually, quick story, if I could.
There's a few questions too, and we've got about 10 minutes.
Oh, let's do questions then.
Okay. Well, and some just gratitude. Make
feel the same way about you.
Well, gosh, oh my gosh, it's so funny how, I've interviewed, we looked it up, 682 different facilitators. And you are far among, I have sought and sought and sought for a very long time, and you are really among one of those that I find as the greats. Just so you know.
Thank you.
Very clear about that. The next one that we're having right after you is also one of my faves. So I've had quite the day. Tomorrow is my birthday. So I should be
happy birthday!
Yeah, I'm excited to do this on my birthday week. Megan said, I'm usually hesitant to listen to new facilitators, but that was very powerful.
Aww.
Well, you were in the right place and really in for a treat this week. Like one's in the rough. The Aladdin. I'm Aladdin.
You cut out a little bit. I didn't hear all that.
I said I'm really good at finding the diamonds.
Yeah.
And you definitely are one. Let's
Thank
see.
you.
We have lots and lots of questions here, so let me get down to them. Leslie asked, if we get to the level of going into the heart and what we find there is an emotion, say resentment, then are we still working with the emotional stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
So just whatever is first, be with that.
Okay.
Yep. Don't bypass the resentment. Don't go under it, aside, around. Yep. So if you go in your heart and resentment's there, be like, yes, this is what my heart has actually brought me.
Right.
Yep. Just keep going exactly what is. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see what other, we've got lots of just feedback. Yeah, another good one. The challenge is to know which one, right? Whether we are acting on our knowing or discerning with that. Though, so is there a question that you usually ask when you get to that? Because I have a question that I usually ask when I'm like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So to me, again, if I go my mind, emotions, heart, everything is a frequency. So my truth feels peaceful, neutral, calm, abiding, expansive, and quiet all the time. The root of it, it might feel exciting at times, it might feel scary, but the truth is like beelines. It's very clear. It just knows, and it's simple. It just gives you, it's just an answer. There's no defensiveness or anything. That's question is so key, because that's exactly what this self-inquiry series is for. So you keep practicing over and over and over to go, oh, that's not my calm, peaceful, fluid river. It's erratic. it's defensive, it's so certain, you know. You get to know the qualities of your mind, and the truth isn't like that at all. The truth is not defensive. It doesn't need to. It just presents. The truth just presents.
Well, that kind of leads into the next question where Kimberly asked, how can we be more patient with divine timing, waiting for our time to shine?
Yeah, good luck with that. Next. No.
Well, but the truth is there is ways to get in more alignment, right? So
Yeah,
if you're waiting, like, you know, I think this is a longer conversation, and I think I'm going to need to do encore calls.
Because patience is one of the hardest things that we go through.
Yeah.
Just be gentle. Spirit says, be gentle with that part. It's an emotion. Patience is an emotion. The other thing you just want to ask yourself, and this can go for anybody, when you start to feel anxious with your patience, that means there's a emotional root to that. There's some sort of, quote, issue, unhealed thing there. So you might just want to ask, okay, what's actually motivating my lack of patience? Because when you don't feel patient, that's a ripple effect of many other things.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, right.
What you feel is the end result.
That is judgment, right? That's conclusion.
Right.
It's taking too long, you know.
Right. And that's where our suffering comes from. My idea of what should be happening. And then it's not happening. And I question my life. I question everything. But then my heart, again, I go to my heart. I'm like, is actually what I think should be happening? No. Yeah. Interesting.
Right.
These two things are very different. Yeah. Very different from one another. Yeah.
All right. This is a good one. Juliana asks, how do we bring more grace in our life?
Well, for you specifically, Juliana, it's choice.
Nice.
For you, because there's something about grace for you that you're deeply connected to, which is why I feel like you're motivated to even want to connect to that. So I would, I feel her going like, I would partner with that relationship and invite grace in and really choose that grace is actually part of your everyday, every second life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fabulous. And we can all do that, but I feel like she has a very specific connection with that, which is why she's asking that.
Yeah. Well, fabulous. I thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
This has been so
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. I just want to remind you guys that she does have something in the collective box that we're putting together for this series. I don't know what to call it other than a box. And I think it's funny that I call it a box because we try to do everything like beyond the box.
That's hilarious. Right. It's the new box.
Yeah. So it's the box this is really the place to be like really, really become all of you. So I really have found some really, really special people. So if you're, I'm echoing a little bit back, but I'm going to keep going. So if you're looking for more and so much more, and this work is calling to, do check it out. I put the link up and I will put it up on the end of every video because I want you guys, invest in you, right? When it feels light and it feels like it's fun and expansive.
Your heart goes, yeah.
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 So, with that being said, we're going to start one last interview in about 2 minutes. So make sure you refresh your browser. And I also want you guys, if you want encores of these speakers, I'm going to keep asking all week. Just let us know at the end, #encore, and let me know if you would like them back. And I will also ask through email. So thank you. And
thank you guys.
So much gratitude to everyone. So
yeah, we all made it. We all collaborated. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, love.
Thank you. Mwah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.